When I think of dad bod, I think of the stereotypical image. However, that stereotypical image of a grown-ass man that hasn't taken care of himself, a grown-ass man that's out of shape, that has an extremely high body fat percentage, potentially well over 30%, maybe even in the early 40s, low 40s. That's what I'm trying to say. This is, to me, an unacceptable depiction of the dad bod. People like using fancy words, and it seems like it could be a way of explaining using dad bod in this generation and in this day and age could be the necessary way for me to explain in a way that other people other than myself who may watch this video will understand it. This depiction of the dad bod, people who potentially could be morbidly obese, is unacceptable. How can a dad who truthfully wants to raise their kids in the best way that they possibly can, how can this dad then have the audacity to then not only get out of shape but stay out of shape? Of course, when you're going from that transitioning phase from someone that isn't a dad to someone that is a dad, I can, even though I'm not a dad, more than understand that you may get out of shape even if you were at a low body fat percentage, like in the photo shown, which I'm going to talk about even more later. It makes more, it's more, in my opinion, it's more than okay if you get out of shape and you are in shape before being a dad, because taking on that responsibility, I'd imagine, is an absolutely massive responsibility, because this is, having a child is one very significant way that you can leave your legacy here on this earth, by passing your genes on. So if you get out of shape because of the stress and the baby or babies crying so often, more than fair enough, but then to stay that way for decades is unacceptable, in my opinion. How can you have the audacity to stay out of shape whilst raising your children? Sure, if you are to get out of shape now that you become a dad, and it's tough handling the stress and you're getting used to it, fair enough, but you can only keep on saying that for so long. So you're telling me after even 10 years of having children, even 10 years after you've had your first child, you're still out of shape after you've been raising it for 10 years. You haven't done what it takes to get back into shape so that you can not only take care of yourself, but you can take care of your children. You haven't done that, and it's been 10 years. What the fuck is that? Come on, man. I'm not saying... Right, I'm going to talk about these photos that I've just shown now. I'm not saying that you have to be 8% body... You have to have an 8% body fat percentage. Let me just clear up. I said it wrong. You can't be a body fat percentage. You can have one, but you can't be one. Let's just clarify that. You are the whole unit. You're a human being, just like I'm a human being, not a body fat percentage. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you have to be like you have to have an 8% body fat percentage to then be qualified to raise a child. But you should certainly be physically in shape, and in shape in every other area of your life. Just so that not as many people go through hardship, I personally believe there should be legal requirements necessary that you have to pass in order to become a parent. I'd also like to add, mothers should be in shape too, both physically and in every other aspect of life. But let's not forget the mothers. But anyway, yeah, I genuinely think there should be like a series of eligibility criteria, maybe even exams, parenting courses that you have to do so that not as many kids go through hardship. Maybe there should be some form of like mental health test as well before. How can you have a mental health test before having a child though? if you know you want to have a child, it probably should be a legal requirement that if you know you want to have a child, you should get you should be tested. And I'm not just saying like, I'm not talking about STD tests. I'm talking about mental health tests, your physique. Like there should be criteria which you have to pass in order to be legally able to be a parent or something. Something. Just what I really want is just more parents being in shape. That's what I'm really asking for. In shape in the broadest sense. Maybe even not even if there weren't eligibility criteria for it. Maybe that's too much to ask. Maybe it's unnecessary. But look, what I'm saying is, why isn't it the norm for people to be in shape, regardless of gender, regardless of sexuality, regardless of race? Why is it more so the norm for fathers to be physically out of shape and therefore mentally out of shape? Why is that the norm rather than people being in shape? Why? If I do ever become a dad one day, I'll take it upon myself to raise things and make sure that I can raise things and keep things alive before thinking about becoming a father, or before actually becoming a father. Plants, dogs, trees, grow a garden or something. Because I don't want to be that what is considered to be average dad that's just out of shape and that doesn't have it together like my dad. He doesn't have it together like how I'd want my dad. Someone I want to look up to has it together. He doesn't. He's out of shape, very much out of shape. And I'm in a space where I can really look after myself, and if I do get any medical problems in the future, I can at least know that there wasn't really anything I could do. And I'll be able to tell my son, of all people, that I try my fucking best to be not only be but stay in shape, both before and after I had you, because I know what it was like to be raised with a dad that was out of shape and that didn't have it together like how I would want my dad to have it together. I apologize for the video idea being very raw, but you have to make a start somewhere. I personally believe that even though it is raw, it must go out, because it's something that could really start a debate. Why is it that why is an out of shape man considered the typical dad bod? Someone that has a 30+ percentage body fat, 30+ body fat percentage. Why is that considered a dad bod? Why not just call it for what it is? An out of shape man. If you are out of shape like that, mentally you are there's no doubt you are out of shape mentally if you're physically out of shape. Some physically out of shape people may have it more together than others mentally, but you are putting yourself on the firing line for health issues down the line. Would you want your children to be in a space where, because of your poor actions as a dad, they may not have their dad for long? If you're wanting to take care of your children but you're out of shape, and you're putting yourself in a, it makes no sense. You're putting yourself in a firing line to get medical health conditions, but then you think you're fit to raise kids. Your physique is, your body's so fat, but then you won't even bother making an effort. Well, you may say, well, it's hard to clean up your nutrition. The audacity of you bastards. Sort it out. You're a dad, for goodness sake. You're not just taking care of yourself, or not taking care of yourself, should I say, for you to be out of shape, both before and after you've had children. The audacity of you fucking pricks. When I've grown more as a person and I've mentally developed as a person, I may make a part 2. By that time, the channel may be a lot more known than what it currently is. And I'd like this to be up for debate. There's another person in particular who was an in-shape man, and he was talking about the dad bod. And he was basically saying, it was a short that he made. He was basically saying that dad bod is an excuse to be weak. And I agree, but I think it's something that should be discovered. It's an idea that should be spoken about in length rather than less than a minute, and then doing fancy handstands and that. Shout out to you for being able to do that, though. Shout out to you. But one day I'll be able to do that. I'm on the way to making that happen, trust me. But when I've done more research on this video idea will be a lot more developed, clear and concise, and it would just be something that I think can be more fairly debated rather than the place I'm coming from now. I think as children, forget the parents for now, as children, it's our responsibility to take parenting courses, so that if we do want to become parents, we have some idea of how to be like solid parents, the best parents that we can possibly be. Taking these courses well before we've had children, during the time that we have children, and well after we've had children, all throughout. Short term, that will mean we improve our relationships now, and long term, in terms of how that can affect the family that you create, that would mean that you're putting yourself in a position where you're allowing yourself to be a much improved parent than your parents were. That's what I'm doing for myself. That said, I have not watched one of the parenting courses that I bought recently. I bought some courses that were on sale, psychology techniques probably, on sale, and I bought 2 of them on Udemy. So if there's any place I'd recommend to get parenting courses from, it would probably be there, to be fair. But yeah, I think if there's any physique that should be known as the dad bod, it's that first one there. That is realistic. A man that has it together, a man that's in shape and that has it together. That's good money, by the way, one of his community posts, but I only put it on there for a few seconds just so that I'm using it fairly. Likewise with the other pictures, I only put it on there for a few seconds so I'm using it fairly. That right there, the first one. Number 2 and number 3, people might not want to have their body fat percentage so low because of how that could affect them. That may decrease their ability to be the best that they can be. But the first one, that first picture from That's Good Money, that is not only in my opinion realistic, but possible. It's not only realistic, but that, in my opinion, is what needs to be the norm. As more people get it together, more people get in shape, that's on the way to happening. It will certainly be, if videos like this one blow up, it will put him out there as a topic that's up for discussion, something that's meant to be discussed. No parent should be out of shape raising their kids. The fucking audacity. But again, if you're just becoming a parent and you get out of shape, fair enough, because that could be a massive stressor with the child crying all night and that. You can't get any sleep. So yeah, fair enough. But I mean, past a certain point, you've got to get back in shape. Not only for you, but for your children. It's not just about you anymore. It's also for your partner or partners as well. Why wouldn't you want to have a stable family unit? Why would why wouldn't you want to be a stable person? Why wouldn't you want to be an in-shape person? People may want it, people may say they want it, but there's shit talkers, it seems. Otherwise, that stereotypical depiction of the dad bod would not exist. There should be regular tests to make sure that people are fit to be parents, like mental health tests, going to the NHS and taking the depression and anxiety self-assessment reviews, like on a at least monthly basis. And there should be a certain mark that you have to take, you have to get in order to pass. People could lie, but if there was a way to make it so that people are telling the truth all the time, then yeah. I don't have my ideas completely together on this topic. I mean, I certainly could do more research on it, and I'm not perfect, but damn it, be in shape. Dad and mum. Why wouldn't you want to be in shape for your kids? Why wouldn't you? I think I'll leave it at that for now. I'm gone, bye. Don't forget about the legs. Yeah, just because the abs are looking nice, can't have a weak lower body as well. Yeah, got to be strong all around, hell yeah. Yeah, don't forget the legs, and don't forget the calves. Do not forget the calves. Don't be like some of those girls out there that refuse to train carbs, because they think that they would make it look more manly. They'd look more manly by training calves. You wouldn't, ladies. Listen here, you wouldn't. I'm just saying, you wouldn't. Not only that, but guys that want something want a strong woman anyway. So what, you have definition in your calves. So that's great. That is great, and I'm not even saying that sarcastically. So what, your shoulders around? So that's great. Sure, I'm not gonna go out of my way and date someone that looks like Natalia Kasetsnova, but like, if you have round shoulders and your arms are developed and they look bigger than a twig, that's great. That's not manly, that's great. There's someone that has it together, someone that's strong. Why wouldn't you not want to be strong? Why wouldn't you not want to be physically strong? There's that mantra of being a strong, independent woman. Why wouldn't you want to be physically strong as well? Why would you? Why would you not want to be physically strong? If you want to be a strong, independent woman, why wouldn't you want to be physically strong as well then? It seems like by strong they mean mentally strong, someone that will endure. But you don't have to just endure. You don't have to just get by. You don't have to. You can grab life by the balls just like how a man can. Yeah, don't forget the legs. I was showing the upper body, but do not forget the legs. Don't forget the legs. And that goes for both males and females. The mums, the dads, and the mums. Alright.